If you are thinking about upgrading your toolkit with a cordless ratchet, you are in the right place. These tools have completely changed the game, ditching the old air compressor and hose setup for pure battery-powered freedom. Whether you are a weekend warrior or a professional technician, a good cordless ratchet saves your wrists, saves your time, and makes the whole job more enjoyable. I have put together 7 standout models for every budget, and you will find links to all of them in the description. Let's dive in. First up is the Aoben AB7331T, a 12-volt kit that is a fantastic way to get started. It comes with two 2000 mAh batteries and a charger right in the box, so you are ready to go immediately. What genuinely impressed me is the build quality at this price. The head is solid steel, packed with grease from the factory, which you almost never see in budget tools. That heavy metal construction acts like a heatsink, pulling heat away from the motor so you can run it longer without worrying about the internals. It delivers around 35 foot-pounds through its 3/8-inch drive at 280 RPM, plenty for valve cover bolts, interior trim, and light suspension work. The triangular battery base is just a little wider than stick-style batteries, so in extremely tight spots you might occasionally wish it were slimmer. And if you are really heavy-handed with the direction switch, it is worth being a bit gentle with it to keep it in top shape over time. But for the money, getting 2 batteries and this level of durability is hard to beat. If you are building your first garage setup and want something that feels way more expensive than it is, the Aoben delivers big time. Now, if you want serious professional territory, the DeWalt DCF510B is a beast. Running on the 20-volt Max XR platform with a brushless motor, it cranks out 75 foot-pounds of torque at up to 300 revolutions per minute, a completely different league from most 12-volt ratchets. The standout feature is the interchangeable anvil system, letting you swap between 3/8 and 1/2-inch drives on the same tool. That basically gives you 2 ratchets in one. The housing is glass-filled nylon, specifically chosen to resist brake cleaner, synthetic oils, and all those chemicals that would damage regular plastic tools. The sealed head keeps dirt and metal shavings out of the gears. Picture yourself replacing lower control arms on a truck deep in the wheel well with brake dust everywhere. The DeWalt powers through those stubborn bolts while its sealed head shrugs off all that contamination. Now, because it runs on a 20-volt platform, the slide pack battery does add some bulk to the base, so it is not quite as nimble as a compact 12-volt in the tightest engine bays. And a handful of users have noted the variable speed trigger takes a little getting used to at first. But if you are already in the DeWalt ecosystem, this consolidates 2 drive sizes into one powerful package. Speaking of standards, the Milwaukee 245721 on the M12 platform is the most proven cordless ratchet out there. Period. Mechanics are still running their original unit after a full decade of daily use, and that track record speaks volumes. It runs 35 foot-pounds at 250 RPM, and while those numbers look modest next to the DeWalt, the real magic is the ergonomics. The M12 stick battery slides into the handle, creating a slim profile that feels like a traditional manual ratchet. That sleek head slips between wiring harnesses, fuel rails, and vacuum lines without collateral damage. Compared to its own newer fuel sibling, this base model actually has a smaller head, paradoxically making it more useful in tight clearance situations. The extended metal paddle trigger lets you actuate from multiple grip angles, and the LED light illuminates dark fasteners. Just remember the golden rule every Milwaukee owner will tell you. Break the bolt loose by hand first, then let the motor spin it out. Follow that, and this tool will outlast most things in your box. It is one of those rare products that earns every 5-star review it gets. Here is where things get really exciting for budget buyers. The Seesii R38 Nova delivers a seriously impressive 60 foot-pounds of torque with variable speed up to 300 revolutions per minute, and the kit is absolutely loaded. 2 batteries, a fast charger, metric sockets from 10 to 17 millimeters, a drive adapter, extension bar, and carrying case. Compared to the DeWalt, which sells as a bare tool, the Seesii gives you a complete working setup at a fraction of the cost. In real-world testing, this thing has powered through sway bar bushing bolts that would stall most 12-volt models, and it is fantastic for motorcycle work where navigating around hot exhaust pipes without a trailing air hose makes life easier. The only thing to keep in mind is that all that power deserves a bit of respect. Since there is no torque-limiting clutch, you will want to use a gentle touch on smaller bolts to avoid overdoing it. I almost learned that the hard way on a 10mm bolt, and trust me, extracting a snapped fastener is nobody's idea of a good afternoon. With a little trigger discipline though, this tool is an absolute bargain. The Kimo takes a completely different approach, chasing maximum speed instead of torque, and it absolutely flies at 400 revolutions per minute. That is nearly twice as fast as the Milwaukee. It puts out around 40 foot-pounds of real-world torque, so it is more of a speed demon than a brute force machine. But for rapidly spinning out long, low-torque fasteners, nothing comes close. Imagine tearing down an engine timing cover with 20-plus bolts or pulling a dashboard for HVAC work. Each bolt breaks loose easily by hand, but manually unthreading everyone takes forever. The Kimo rips through that tedious work in seconds. At just 2.2 pounds with the battery, it is the lightest option here, which your shoulders will appreciate during overhead work. The kit includes 2 batteries rated for 1,000 charge cycles, a charger, and a socket set. Just be aware that the marketing mentions higher torque numbers than what independent testing shows, so think of this as a speed tool first and foremost, and it will never disappoint you. For mechanics who value reliability and safety above all, the ACDelco ARW1209P on the G12 platform is rock solid. It produces 45 foot-pounds, outmuscling both the Milwaukee and Aoben in head-to-head tests. It runs at 170 RPM, which makes it the most measured tool on this list, and that is completely by design. It even features a built-in electronic brake, which is a thoughtful safety touch. When a bolt suddenly bottoms out on a high-speed ratchet, all that energy transfers into your wrist, slamming knuckles into the nearest sharp edge. The ACDelco's combination of lower speed and electronic braking gives your hand the reaction time to stay safe. Mechanics genuinely appreciate that after years on the job. The metal gearbox survives daily shop abuse, and users consistently praise the battery longevity, often getting multiple days between charges. If you are the kind of person who values a tool that just works, day after day without any drama, this is your ratchet. Finally, the Adotocam is one of the cleverest tools here. It is a bare tool with a 5.5-inch extended neck, and it comes in 2 versions, one compatible with DeWalt 20-volt batteries and another compatible with Milwaukee M18, so you pick the model that matches the ecosystem you already own. That extended reach is a game changer for serpentine belt tensioners, water pump bolts behind radiator shrouds, and deeply recessed bell housing bolts. Where a standard ratchet body would collide with surrounding components, the Adotocam clears the obstruction and gets straight to work. It is rated at 75 foot-pounds with a brushless motor and includes 1/4-inch and 1/2-inch adapters plus an extension bar. Since it is a newer brand, quality can vary a bit between production runs, so it is worth checking recent reviews before you buy. But for the price, getting this extended reach geometry without the premium brand tax makes it a brilliant supplementary tool for those tricky deep engine jobs. If you already own DeWalt or Milwaukee batteries, this is free added capability. So to wrap up, if you are in the DeWalt ecosystem, the DCF510B gives you unmatched power and dual drive versatility. For the best all-around garage tool with a decade of proven reliability, the Milwaukee is the gold standard. Budget buyers needing a complete kit with serious torque should grab the Seesii, just remember that gentle trigger finger. Speed demons will love the Kimo's 400 RPM for high-volume teardowns. The ACDelco is perfect for daily shop warriors who prioritize durability and wrist safety. And anyone reaching deep into engine bays should check out the Adotocam's extended neck design. Links to every product are in the description, so go find your match. If this helped, hit subscribe so you do not miss the next one.